UFC 308 is taking place at the weekend, and we have possibly the best card of the entire year. We have Max Holloway headlining versus Ilia Topuria. The only kind of piece to this card I really feel like is missing is the Sirgan versus Volkov card. Now we are card fight. We are getting that, but just not on this card, which is a little bit of a shame. But you know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be breaking down this full card. Let's get into the first fight. We have Carlos Lial versus Rinat Prokopiev. I'm going Rinat on this one, to be honest with you. It's a close enough fight, but Rinat's kind of coming on some really good wins. Like, he's beating Kevin Lee, he's beating Brian Battle. He was coming off a split decision that I thought he won. He did get the nod, but against Nicolas Dalby, Carlos Lial, I should say, sorry. This is his UFC debut. He's a bit of a PFL, not but like he's kind of choked up in the PFL a few times. He's not really got any serious name value, and Rinat, he's 4-0 in the UFC. I like him in this fight, man. I like him in this fight. Like, his only loss in recent fucking years since 2014 is by Craig Jones in a grappling match. He's not lost in MMA since 2014. I think he gets this one done, man. I think he gets this one done. You know what I mean? He's got nasty submissions. He's got a fucking shit, like, he's a massive grappler. So I'm going to go with him by first round submission, to be honest with you. I think he's got a good bit of experience. He's got a lot of skill. I think he's very dangerous on the ground. I think he's going to get that one done, man. I think he's going to get this one done. Next, Bruno Silva is back, unfortunately. He's going to be taking on Ismail Nerdiev. Bruno Silva is a very weird one for me. He had that kind of like moment. I don't even know if I call it moment, but he had that fight with Alex Pereira, and that's when I kind of first seeing him. He got a good win against Brad Tavares, to be fair, which, Brad Tavares is as tough as they come. Like, let's be honest with you. Brad Tavares has got skill as well, but still, he's not really done anything. And, he got robbed against Chris Weidman, but he lost to Sharon Magomedov as well. He lost to Brandon Allen. Brad Tavares is his only win, and that's a year and a half ago. He's lost to Gerald Meerschaert as well. He's got some decent wins. Like, Jordan Wright's a good win, but I just don't really see much happening for him. You know what I mean? Ismail, he's got some good skills. I do like this kid. Now, he's coming off a good win, first round submission in Brave. He is his UFC, kind of second run, I guess you could say. Brave's a good organization, but it's really not the UFC. Like, he hasn't been in the UFC in fucking years. Like, his last fight was against Sean Brady. It's his second run in the UFC. I think he's a little bit more skillful, man. I think he's a little bit more skillful. Now, he had 2 losses before that, so he is acceptable. Like, he was finished in the first round, both of them. Like, he is acceptable. Like, Bruno Silva, and he can win this fight, but I just think he's taking a lot of damage as well. Like, he's going to decisions where he's getting fucking butchered in the first round, and neither are good. Okay, neither are good. I'm gonna go with Ismail on this one, to be honest with you. I think he'll be able to get this one done. I'm gonna go with a decision. Like, he doesn't really like finishing fights. So I wouldn't, Bruno Silva, he's tough. It's not the worst fight in the world, but it definitely ain't the fucking best. Let me tell you that much. We move on. Next one. Farid Basharat versus Victor Hugo. Farid is gonna absolutely starch him. Victor Hugo, you know what I mean? Nothing really much to say. Like, he was coming out the Contender Series about a year ago now. He got a nice win back in April, I believe, March or something like that. But this is a big ask. Undefeated prospect. You know what I mean? He's very good as well, and he's a massive fucking favorite in this one. He's 3-0 in the UFC. He's got 1 finish, 2 decisions. He is more of a decision merchant, but he can submit you. Like, he's got a lot of submissions on his record, but seems to be kind of, whenever he gets kind of higher level of competition, he seems to kind of ride out a decision with his grappling. Having said that, I do think he's going to get Victor Hugo out there. I do foresee a first round submission, probably a rear naked choke. He loves a rear naked choke. He's got like fucking 6 of them on his record. So I think that's a safe bet, to be honest with you. Like, if someone's always getting them, and he obviously has high level grappling, like, he is able to control people as well. It's just It's not as if it's like Oliveira where he doesn't really have much control, but he can just shoot his fucking legs up in the air and fucking get a submission. You know what I mean? I feel like he get this one done by first round submission. To be honest with you, I think he's got a little bit too more skill. He can control people on the ground as well, like I said, which just leads to more opportunities for him to get people and fucking just submit them. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna go for it in that one. Next up, Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Chris Barnett. Let's just straight to the point. Chris Barnett is getting absolutely fucking starched. I don't want to hear anything else. Chris Barnett is just a fat middleweight that fights at heavyweight because he's too fat and can't put the fork down to fucking make middleweight. I'm only playing now, but Chris Barnett's just fat, man. He's just fat. Like, he's got hands, but like, what heavyweight doesn't have hands? Kennedy, he's a little bit more technical considering he's a heavyweight. He's a massive favourite in this fight as well. I think Barnett's getting starched. You know what I mean? I don't think he's good at all. He's fun to watch. I remember I watched some fight where he got fucking DQ'd. Or he lost because your man fucking illegally hit him, I think. Something like that. That was a fucking crazy situation. But, yeah, not much really to say about this one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Chris Barnett, like I've said, you know, Kennedy, he's got some decent skills. He's kind of like a plying heavyweight. You know, he's not going to really win anything, but to be fair, you know, a heavyweight, all you need is a pair of hands, and you're going to fucking at least have a chance of knocking someone out. Look at Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis fought for undisputed world titles, fought for interim belts. You know what I mean? Headline pay-per-views, and the dude is literally just known for heavy hands. He's got the most knockouts in UFC history, though, so you can't really complain, but I'm going Kennedy first round. Next up, Abus, unfortunately, is fighting. Magomedov is going to be taking on Bruno Ferreira. One thing I will kind of tell everyone watching this video, and if you can ever take one thing away from this channel, it's to never, ever bet on Abus Magomedov, ever in your entire life. I'm going Bruno Ferreira in this round. I think he's gonna KO him in the second round. He's coming off a nice 2-fight win streak there. He knocked out Philip Hawes in the first round, which was good. He was scheduled to fight Roman Kopylov, so he's been up there with the kind of top of the division, as you could say. He's only got one loss on his record as well. He was chin in the first round a year and a half ago, but man, Abus Magomedov, like, you just cannot bet on this guy. You just can't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, that Strickland fight just made me an instant dislike forever. You know what I mean? He lost to Baraujo as well, which isn't a bad thing, but getting finished by Sean Strickland in the second round, like, that's just a fucking unforgivable sin. He's coming off a win, though. He's coming off a win against Warley Alves, so he's not all hope is lost. But yeah, I just think also Bruno Ferreira is extremely good at finishing fights. Extremely good. He's never actually won a fight via decision, and I think pretty much all of his finishes are in the first round, and a lot of them in the first round. 3 first-round finishes within the UFC. I think he's going to get him out there, man. Abus is a slight favourite in this fight. I would never bet on this guy in my life. He can win, though. Like, he's got some decent skills, but like, he needs to work on a lot. Like, he's got decent fundamentals and all, you know, decent grappling. But if he's ever going to be anything in the sport, he needs to change a lot. First thing, he needs to change that fucking gas tank. That was absolutely fucking terrible. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bruno Ferreira via second round KO. I just think he's better. Way more dangerous, much more sharp, heavy-handed. I like this guy, dude. I think he's good. You know, he learned from that loss as well. Came back to two first round KOs. You simply cannot go wrong, man. Spinning elbow and won them as well. You know what I mean? So Philip Hawes, like, that's a decent enough win. But never bet on Abus Magomedov ever. Next up we have Orobly versus Rebecki. This is a good fight, man. I actually think this is a good fight. Orobly, he seems to have like a good bit of hype within the UFC. I don't know what it is about this guy, but you see him on the card, you're like, oh fuck yeah, like he is a kind of like he's just a funny character, this guy. I do quite enjoy him. Bit of a beast as well. He's a bit of a beast as well. Do you know what I mean? He's only suffered 1 loss in his whole career, so he's got actually quite a good record. He's 2-0 in the UFC. He fought on the Pantoja versus Usyk card back in May. So he's been quite active, do you know what I mean? Like, he's not been sitting out on the sidelines. I think he's got decent skills. Obviously, he's got good hands. You know what I mean? I just like this guy. I don't know what it is about this guy, but I like him. He can grapple as well. Like I do trust in his striking a bit more though. Rebekic, I don't know. He's just like he's coming off a KO loss back in May. Before that though, he's on a bit of a tear. Like he can finish a lot of fights, but he's got a few submissions on his record. So he's 3-1 in the UFC. I do like his grappling as well, but I think Orbly is just a little bit too well rounded for this fight. I think he's gonna be able to find his shots when he needs to find them. And I feel like if it comes to like pushing hard, I feel like he's just a bit of a cyborg. You know what I mean? He won't know that he's dying in the cage. Like he could literally be dying. He'd be like, ooh, cool. He won't fucking know. Bit of a cyborg, bit of a robot. I think he's gonna get this one done. He is a good favorite in this fight, so I think he'll get this one done. I'll probably go with him via decision. I don't really see him finishing Rebic. So yeah, I'll go Orbly on decision. Next one, we're getting into the kind of the juicy ones now. Or we're nearly there. Jeff Neal versus RDA. I'm sorry, but RDA must have one of the most complete resumes in UFC history. This dude is a fucking beast, bro. He literally is fighting every single person known to man. How can't you love RDA? How can't you love RDA? Unfortunately, I don't love RDA in this matchup. I think Jeff Neal's going to win this fight. Jeff Neal gets shit on a lot. I think it's a little bit, disrespectful that Jeff Neal has to fight so low down. Not disrespectful, but like, bro, the dude had an absolute war with Shavkat. You know what I mean? Like, there was a stage where I was like, shit, Jeff Neal beats Ian Gary. And I really thought Jeff Neal had a good chance against Ian Gary. Some people actually did think he won that fight. I feel like Jeff Neal could have won that fight, but Jeff Neal just, I don't know, he just kind of just throws it away and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't really want to fight for it, but, he knocked out Vicente Luque. He beat Ponzinibbio as well, but he lost to Neil Magny. He lost to Wonderboy, but there's no real shame in losing to Wonderboy in a kickboxing fight. Like, I always say, it's going to be extremely hard to beat Wonderboy in a kickboxing fight. Unfortunately, Bum fucking whatever the fuck that fucker's name is, beat him there a few weeks ago. But yeah, I like Jeff Neal in this fight. I think Jeff Neal's gonna be able to just bob and weave. I don't think RDA has the grappling to take him down either. I think RDA is a lightweight. He seems to just bob and weave whatever he's feeling, whichever weight class. He's got decent hands, RDA, but I do like RDA's grappling, but I do like it at lightweight. I don't really like it at welterweight. I don't think he has the mass to really hold down Jeff Neal. I think Jeff Neal's going to be able to pop his shots off. He's going to be able to find RDA's chin more often. I feel like Jeff Neal's kind of stink this one up a little bit. I feel like he'll just hold him up against the cage. Let go sometimes. Just do enough to win the rounds. Coast to a nice 30-27 and have no real problems in this fight, to be honest with you. I don't really see RDA having too much for him at all, to be honest with you. But yeah, I go with Jeff Neal 30-27 on that one. Next up, Aibo Aslan versus Rafael Sukuria. I'm going to go with Aibo on this one. I'm going to go with Aslan on this one. He's on a nice little 5-fight win streak, all coming by TKOs. He coming off a nice debut win back in March. He won that fight kind of later on in the fight, if I remember, but he's coming off the Contender Series as well. I like this dude's stand-up. I think this is going to be a fucking banging stand-up fight. Rafael is a fucking finishing machine, bro. He's a finishing machine, and he's so dangerous everywhere. He's undefeated as well. He's 11-0. This is a fucking banger fight. I really like this fight, but bookies have this kind of down to the wire. Neither have really fought a high-level competition, which makes me wonder, like, okay, this is your biggest test by far. Like, you're both fucking savages, but who's a bigger savage? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, we're gonna find out who's gonna progress in the light heavyweight division here. Who's gonna be Pereira's next victim, I should say. Shaman. But still, yeah, like, this is a fucking great fight. Aslan, like, he's got so many first round fucking finishes on his record. But he's fought no one. Like, let's be fucking real. Like, neither of them have fought anyone. Rafael, he's not fought anyone, but he's fucking demonstrated on all the people you can beat. So that's all you can really ask for in this kind of a situation. So yeah, I'll go with Aslan. I'm gonna go with a first round KO. I don't see either of these guys making out in the first. I think they're just gonna run fucking forward, and do what they can. Like, fucking just try their fucking hardest to get out there in the first. So I'm all for it. Next, Shara Magomedov versus Armin Petrosyan. I want to kind of get this off the bat. I don't rate Sharamed. I don't rate Sharamagomedov. I just fucking don't, bro. Anytime I watch this guy, I'm always like, what is the fucking hype with this guy? Yes, he's undefeated. Yes, he's got the second name. Yes, he's got that kind of look. Yes, his striking is decent. His striking's good, okay? I'll give him his striking's good. But like, bro, he's beat fucking no one. He's beat fucking no one. And his UFC debut against Bruno Silva had moments, bro. Bruno Silva had moments. This dude got exposed for having absolutely no grappling. Okay? He has fucking no grappling. But there's no fucking chance they're putting him on an Abu Dhabi card. Okay? And letting him have a chance of losing. Arman's going to sit there and just, play his game. Go strike with him. Which is fucking stupid. Like, he's got some decent wins. Like, H.A. Dobson, it's alright. And then Christian Euro Duncan. That's a good win. I thought Duncan could have won that fight and probably should have won that fight, to be quite honest with you. But he didn't, so fuck him. I think Arman's just going to stand with him. I think he's going to get chinned in this fight, to be honest with you. That's not like Shara Magomedov's that good. No, bro, he's just not. Like, I think more fucking, it's the fact that he's fighting people who are just destined to sit there and strike with him. Like Marvin Vettori would fuck him up. Okay, and I don't rate Marvin Vettori at all. But Marvin Vettori is the worst style for him as regards his unbreakable chin. He's got the best chin in UFC history, yeah? And he's got somewhat grappling skills for a middleweight. So that's what I'm like. And I'm pretty sure he was in talks to fight Vettori or something like that, or they were, I don't fucking know, but I remember seeing something about that. But that's a fight if that ever happened. Like, Vettori's just an example of someone I think would beat him. I just don't really rate Sharamagomedov's whole round game. He's good striking, but I don't really rate his defense either. Like, he can get hit as well, so he'll be exposed very soon. People are saying he's going to be a future world champ. You're gravely mistaken. This dude's not making it to a top 5, unless he fights Sean Strickland, who actually probably would beat him because he'd grapple. Well, actually, no, never mind, he wouldn't. So yeah, I'll go with Sharamed. I'll go with Sharamed on that one. I call him Sharamed, I don't know why, but Sharamagomedov on that one. I go by second round KO. I think he'll kind of, I think Arman will have a few moments in the first. I think Shara will start to do his thing, and I think he'll start breaking him towards the end of the first, and then just finish him off in the second. That's kind of usually what happens when they give stylistically good matchups to people that they want to win, like all the Magomedovs and all them, man. Okay. Anyway, Dan Ige versus Lerone Murphy. What a fucking scrap! I'm really excited about this one. And I'll be honest with you, Dan Ige is kind of one of those fighters where I've always kind of been like, oh, Dan Ige is literally the Dan Hooker of featherweight. And I kind of still stand by that, because as much as Dan Ige is a savage and all this, he's never going to win fucking anything. Okay? He's just not going to win anything. Lerone Murphy is someone I've been watching for years now, but I've always had a lot of questions. He has been inactive, which I don't think is entirely his fault. I think he's had injuries and stuff like that, but Dan Ige kind of lost to a lot of good people. He's coming off a loss to Diego Lopez, which I will not really shit on him at all for. A, because he took that on like fucking 2 hours notice, and B, he actually took a round off Diego Lopez, which is fucking insane to think, okay? Now, Diego Lopez, of course, he looked good against Ortega, but, we still don't know much about his wrestling and all. But anyway, Lerone Murphy's coming off that good win against Edson Barboza. I actually picked Edson Barboza in that fight, to be honest with you. I thought he was going to win that fight. I do not think he would have beaten Nathaniel Wood. And I didn't like his grappling in the Gabriel Santos fight. I did not like Lerone Murphy's grappling in that fight. And Dan Ige, like I just said, took a round off Diego Lopez on like 4 hours notice from grappling. So I think that's actually a massive talking point in this fight. I like fucking Danny Ige in this fight, man. I actually like Danny Ige in this fight. I think Danny Ige is going to get this one done. Lerone Murphy's good. He's very crisp striking. If this is a striking fight, I could see Lerone Murphy getting this one done. I don't really see him finishing Danny Ige. Danny Ige is a fucking stud, and I like Danny Ige. But he's lost to people like Josh Emmett. He's lost to Mose Vaevlov. He lost to the Korean Zombie. You know what I mean? Bryce Mitchell. Like, he's kind of lost to that Calvin Kattar too. But he's got some good wins, like fucking Edson Barboza, I think he beat. Nate Landerwell, I think he beat Andre Philly as well. Remember, he chinned Philly in the first round. That was fucking sick. But yeah, I like Danny again in this fight. But Lerone Murphy's good, man. Lerone Murphy's good, but I just don't really like his striking. I think if you have a little bit of spare change, I think Dan Ige could be a good bet. I think Dan Ige, it's just that Gabriel Santos fight, man. And I know all those unheard Brazilian fighters and fucking all those unheard Russian and any unheard fighter that doesn't speak English is just destined to be fucking sick in the UFC when they take a short notice fight. But Lerone did what he needs to do. Striking's good. You know, he put up a fucking great performance against Edson Barbosa. But Edson Barbosa is really old, you know what I mean? Like, but he did dominate him in that fight. But I do remember he had a bit of difficulty taking him down. I do not think Lerone Murphy is a grappler. Okay, I just don't think he is. And I think he needs to keep to the striking in this fight, because if he starts playing on the ground with Dan Ige, I could see Ige holding him down and riding out rounds that way. But yeah, like, I actually like Dan Ige in this fight. I like Dan Ige. I'm going with Dan Ige in this one. I think Dan Ige be a decision, but will not be surprised if Lerone Murphy takes this one. It is a 50-50 fight. I just think Dan Ige is a bit slept on at times, and I think he's going to take a lot of confidence in that Diego Lopez fight. It was like, this dude's fucking smashing every single person. I come in here 2 hours notice and I take a round off this dude. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that's some fucking sick shit. So yeah. Next up, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. One of the most weird fights I have ever seen announced in history. Why the fuck Ankalaev is even fighting again is fucking beyond me. The dude should be fighting for the belt. The dude should be fighting for the belt, or fighting someone that's going to get him to the belt, okay? Because I think you could genuinely say, if he beats Rakic in a boring way, people are just going to say, oh yeah, no, he needs to fight Blachowicz again. He needs to fight Yuri. He needs to fight Jamal Hill. Why the fuck are we making this fight? It doesn't even make any sense. And I'll be honest, I'm not really looking forward to this fight. I'm not. Like, I don't care about Ankalaev. Like, he's fucking boring. Okay? He's fucking boring. He's entertaining in the cage, but outside the cage, no one cares. And fucking Rakic is a fucking fool. He's coming off 2 losses and he's being rewarded for a fucking losing and getting finished in both. Well, he got injured in the Blachowicz fight, but still. He hasn't won a fight since 2021. It's against Thiago Santos. And the one before that was Anthony Smith. If you've watched a few videos on this channel, you know how I feel about Anthony fucking Smith. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Ankalaev's gonna win. Let's not get this twisted here. Like, it's not as like Rakic. He just sits on people, and he's not gonna be able to sit on Ankalaev. Ankalaev's gonna chin him, I think. I don't really like Rakic's striking. Now, he was actually beating Yuri. That's the thing. He was beating Yuri, but I just think Ankalaev's good. And I think Ankalaev's fucking good everywhere. You know what I mean? He's beaten so many good people like Krylov, Ozdemir, Thiago Santos, and never mind Anthony Smith. Johnny Walker. He did beat Anthony Smith, but that's not a good win. Even Ian Kutalov, like, that's just twice. That's a fucking... They were such funny fights, but still. I think Ankalaev's good. I think he's Pereira's hardest fight. I don't really see Rakic giving him too much issue there, to be quite honest with you. He's not going to be able to hold him down, and I don't think he's got good enough striking, and I don't think he has power to knock him out. The last time he knocked someone out, I believe, was 2019 or something like that. I can't remember. It's probably the last time he fucking won a fight, to be honest with you, this dude. He was doing well against Yuri, so he has got some skill. Like, he does have skill, but he ended up getting finished in the second round, which is all that matters. You could be winning a fight. You could be Usman, Leon Edwards and winning a fight, but then you get head kicked and no one cares. Because you fucking got knocked out. That's the same thing with Rakic in this fight. I just think Ankalaev's going to chin him in the second round, to be honest with you. I think he'll be able to do well at range. He might even implement a takedown. Be able to get a little bit of wear and tear in that gas tank. And I think he's just going to piece it all together, like, in the second round, and I don't think Rakic is all that good. I just don't think he has the grappling to take him down. I really don't. And definitely not going to hold him down. I think Ankalaev's got too much on the feet for him. He's got too many pockets, too many holes. I think he's going to be able to capitalize, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with Ankalaev by second round KO. Co-main event. Oh, baby. We got Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker. Somehow, okay, somehow Hamzat Chimaev is the favorite in this fight. That is fucking insane. I'm going Robert Whittaker, but I'll explain. I feel like Robert Whittaker is gonna finish him in the 5th round. I really do. But I think there's a great chance that Hamzat Chimaev can KO Robert Whittaker in the 1st round. A lot of people are saying like, oh, Hamzat's gonna shoot for his legs. Man, I think Hamzat's best bet to win this fight is to fucking stand there in the 1st round and try chin Rob. I'll be genuinely honest with you. I genuinely think that's his best way to go. You can implement takedowns, 100%. But I don't really see him submitting Whittaker. Like, I genuinely don't. I don't think Whittaker's going to be able to get into a flow. The reason I feel like his best chance to knock him out, or to get the win, is to knock him out in the 1st round, is the exact reason there. I think it's his coach, Hamzat's coach, or Rob's. Someone's coach said, Hamzat's going to shoot for the legs and Rob's going to shoot for the chin. I feel like that's what Whittaker's thinking. Like, he's going to be so focused on trying to survive that storm that is the Hamzat Chimaev 1st round of, the way Usman got his back taken and all. That's going to leave holes because he's going to be so worried about the takedown and Hamzat just running forward. And let's be honest here, Whittaker nearly got fucking chinned by Costa in the 1st round. He got knocked down badly by Adesanya in the 1st round. If both those fights had 20 more seconds, Whittaker's getting finished in both of them. Okay? Whittaker's chin, I'm pretty sure I got knocked down in the 1st round, or he's getting elbowed to bits by Drickus. This is all in the 1st round. Okay? I don't trust Rob in the 1st round. I don't. And, I just feel like Hamzat can KO him. Will he? I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like Whittaker, I think he needs to start early, man. I think Whittaker needs to start early. And I could see Whittaker getting hurt and maybe just holding on and hoping for the best and then get to the 2nd and getting in his flow. But I just feel like if Whittaker gets in his flow straight away, I think he dances on Hamzat, to be honest with you. Chimaev has beaten no one to indicate to me that he's got the ability to go 5 rounds with Whittaker. He gasses out every time. How many times are we going to learn about Hamzat Chimaev has no gas tank? Not even the fucking slightest. Dude hasn't got a drop of diesel in him after the 1st round. He's fucking... there's always something with this fucking guy. Oh, he's sick. Oh, fucking injured. Fuck off. So many people fight sick and injured. Okay, I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, I saw in the press day, it was like, I was sick in the first round, Usman. Like, and no one cares. Okay, no one cares. You got robbed. You fucking got a gifted decision in that fight. And I just don't know I haven't seen enough to go, he's going to beat Whittaker. I just don't trust Whittaker's chin. Okay? I don't trust Whittaker's chin. That's why I'm saying there's a good chance Hamzat can knock him out in the 1st round. Because if I trusted Whittaker's chin, I'd be like, he fucking dances on this dude. Absolutely. If he had a Vittori chin, I don't think this would be competitive. But I feel like Rob can get past that 1st round. I feel like if Chimaev shoots for legs, Whittaker is going to be okay. I do not see Hamzat Chimaev submitting Robert Whittaker. I don't think he's ever been submitted in his career. Okay, and he's got sick takedown defense. I feel like the only way Whittaker really gets taken down is if he gets reversed, if he takes someone down, or if you just knock him down. That's the best way to get Whittaker down. But like, no one's been able to just control Whittaker. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, you said that about Usman, and shut the fuck up. But Usman took that fight at a week's notice. Usman was a welterweight, and he was coming off 2 losses. Whittaker's coming off a 1st round KO of Ikran Iskarov, who is extremely fucking dangerous. He's coming off a war with Paulo Costa as well that he won. He has momentum. He has been active. He has proven so many times he is one of the best middleweights in the world. And I think he's going to prove it again. And I feel like he'll finish Hamzat, to be honest with you. I feel like he'll just be focused on that 1st round. Get past that 1st round. Then you're going to see that dancing kind of movement. I feel like he dances on Whittaker. Oh, no, Hamzat, man. I really do. I think he destroys him in those later rounds. Because Hamzat has no fucking gas tank, like I said. And Rob is just going to piece him up all day with that elusive movement he has. The kind of like, he kind of like darts forward and lands a combination. You might even throw a spinning kick. Going to be interesting to see if this gets to the fourth and the fifth. We're going to see what Chimaev's made of. And seeing as this dude can barely get to the third, fourth and fifth is exactly why I'm picking Whittaker to knock him out in the fifth round. I just think it's going to be too much for him later on. I think Rob can put it on. And especially, you could argue Whittaker's never been more dangerous in his career considering he's coming off a first round KO. I'm not mad if you say that. Would I say it personally? Yeah, probably not. But he's coming off a first round KO of an extremely dangerous opponent. Some people are picking to beat him. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of like, you know what? Whittaker's fucking got this. That's where it's. I'm going to go with a Robert Whittaker 5th round KO. That's my prediction for that fight. The main event. Count it up, baby. Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria. As a wise man once said, we can find a Sunday night. I'm going Ilia. I'm going Ilia, unfortunately. Unfortunately on this one. I talked about this fight a few months ago, and some people were like, "Oh, why is your evidence to say Holloway doesn't do well against shorter opponents?" Look at every single fight he's had a shorter opponent against. He fucking had a good fight with Frankie Edgar. Okay, 2 judges I believe had that 49-47, 48-47. Sorry. He lost to Volkanovski 3 times. Okay? 3 times. Well, Max can't get in. Well, that's why he had so much success against Gaethje, I felt. Well, obviously on that fact that he was way more skilled than Gaethje, but the fact he was similar size, I feel like he was able to just pop and weave way more. His shots were landing more consistent. I feel like Max is more kick heavy when he's fighting a shorter opponent. I feel like that's going to be a factor in this fight. I feel like we're going to see a lot of spinning shit from Max Holloway, which I think is going to play a big factor. You could say, I don't know if I'd say this now, but I did see this somewhere, that Ilia struggles against taller opponents because Jai Herbert knocked him down. I don't agree with that. Ilia looked fucking shit in that fight, though, I must say. I remember watching that fight being live. I was like, this dude is not that good, but he is. He is that good, unfortunately. But yeah, I just think Ilia's going to be able to just get in the pocket very well. I want to see grappling in this fight, and I want to see it from Ilia Topuria. And I feel like I can. I really became aware of how good Ilia's grappling was when I saw him fight Bryce Mitchell, who was known for his grappling. I actually picked Mitchell in that fight. I watched it live. And I was just like, this dude is fucking sick, because Mitchell had a decent bit of success there with his kicks. And that's what I'm saying. If Holloway can get in with those kicks, Ilia's not unbeatable. Do you know what I mean? And it's just crazy to think that Josh Emmett had a better performance than Volkanovski in ways. You know what I mean? He was able to go 5 rounds and shit. But will the chin break? I think that's kind of the question on everyone's mind. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. That's the question. I feel like Ilia might be able to KO Max. Which is an extremely worrying thought, because if he KOs Max, the problem with Ilia's champ is he's a bit annoying, to be honest with you, because he's only really got one good win in his career. Volkanovski, which is a fucking sick and amazing win to chin him the way he did as well. But he's not really beat anyone else apart from that. He beat Josh Emmett, okay, who cares? And he beat Bryce Mitchell, like I said. 2 people that are never going to win an undisputed world title. You know what I mean? You could actually say that Ilia Topuria only has 1 good win, whereas Max Holloway has fucking 50 good wins, 100, 200 good wins. You know what I mean? So Max definitely has way more experience, and his gas tank. I don't really trust Ilia's gas tank too much, and if Ilia is thinking he's gonna run through Max Holloway like he ran through Volk, it's not happening. I said this, I think, nearly a year ago now at this stage on this channel, that Max Holloway is a harder fight for Ilia than Volkanovski, and it's starting to show now. I think if Max can just keep out range, don't not swing in the first 10 seconds. They're both saying they're going to do it. Don't fucking do it. And I don't think they will. They're not stupid. I just feel like if Max can keep at range, and I mean, use that spinning shit to sap that gas tank of Ilia's, keep doing his straight rights and left. That's why he had so much success against that with Gaethje, but What's coming back is totally different. Ilya is so much more crisp. He is top 3 best boxers in the UFC. He is a better boxer than Max Holloway. I do think he is. And I think if Ilya can get in range in the pocket, TKZ hit Max Holloway too many times for me to feel safe against Ilya, to be honest with you. Arnold didn't really have much success against Max. So if he can implement that kind of game plan against the way he did against Arnold, let Ilya come to you. Don't go to Ilya. Back up, and then you'll be able to find your counters, okay? Don't crawl forward to this fucking guy, because he will find your chin. He's so good. Okay? He's so good. So, don't run in after this fucking guy. Let him come to you. I want Max to win this fight, but I just think Ilya's on this level of aura and confidence and everything that he's so crisp. He's just so crisp, bro. Like, he's so good to watch. But he's a bit of a shite bag. Like, if he beats Max Holloway, he's just going to want to go up, and he's just going to hold the division up because there's no real number one contender. But you know Max Holloway, you'd be like, yeah, let's, brother, I want to fight you, brother. He could be in the UFC. You'd be like, brother, get in here, brother. We're fucking going to fight. But Ilya's just like, no, you need 20 wins against the top 10. You need to overlap. You need to beat the top 10 twice to get a title shot. I feel like that's what Ilya's like. So I feel like this path to victory to bout. For Max, I'm letting him come to me. That's going to leave openings. A counter. I want to see a lot of counters from Max, and I want to see him bop at range. Chew that leg up. One thing about Ilya's movement, he's extremely prodding. So what I mean by that is he's not going to zip at you. He's going to prod towards you. And he's not exerting energy. But the way he moves his feet, he gets in on the inside just right to where he's able to open up. And you don't see it coming. And he's not exerting a lot of... It's not like Dominic Cruz, where he darts forward. He just kind of like almost zaps forward at the right time, and he's able to find his counters. Chew that leg up, Holloway. Get at that fucking leg. And I think that's going to be good as well. The thing is, Ilya's kind of short as well, so the way his stance is, I feel he's able to kind of comfortably fucking guard his body and his head. He's just crisp, man. There's not much more I can say about this dude other than that he's fucking good. But Holloway's fucking good too. This is going to be an amazing scrap. We've got an absolute fucking banging card here at the weekend. I can't wait. And I'm going to go Ilya, man. I'm going to go Ilya, but it is a close fight. I can see Max winning. But I just think you have to go with the momentum of Ilya. Max has a lot of momentum as well, because he never looked better than that Gaethje fight. But one thing I really don't like is that this dude is coming back to featherweight. And he'll sit there in his interviews and say, I feel great, I've never felt better. But he's not going to say he feels shit. He's not. Okay, he's not going to do it. And he looked fucking big. I was going to say something else. He looked big in that fucking Gaethje fight. Okay, he looked big. Like, he wasn't outsized by Gaethje, which I thought he was going to be. And I think that played a factor as well. You know what I mean? I am, like I said, interested to see the grappling. But I also think the fact that Holloway is moving back down isn't going to play in his favour at all. It's going to make his chin more fucking hittable. You know, we've always said it like, oh, it's just the one to break the chin, but this is a bit different. This is a little bit different. This isn't Gaethje, this isn't Ortega, you know, this isn't Yair. The Yair, what a scrap that was, Holloway Yair, but I just feel like Ilya's on top at the moment, bro, and I just think he's got too many weapons to where he's going to be able to find Max's chin, and feel like he might knock Max Holloway out. I don't want to say he will, because that'll just fucking end me, but like, I feel like he can knock Holloway out in this fight, to be honest with you. If I was to make an official prediction, I'd go with Ilya by second round. I don't fucking know, man. It's such a hard one to call. Because Holloway, you can't really count out that Holloway chin, but I just think Ilya's such power and precision. So I'll go with Ilya Topuria by second round KO. That's my official prediction. Let me know what you thought of this card down below, and thanks for watching.